Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If any of you have been watching my videos for a little bit, you know that my last video I was very stressed out and very sad, and I think my body is just burning out. Look at Miss Apple. But yeah, I've been thinking about doing this video for a little bit and I have been procrastinating it all week. I have kind of taken some time this afternoon to think about things that I want to cut out in my life. You know, and you just kind of like, you're like, oh, I should do this. And then you just like don't do it. But like, you know, it's what you need to do. Like that is where I'm at right now. And yeah, I'm just doing too much right now. And so I am going to be cutting out some things in my life and just being confident that things will align as they are supposed to. And yeah, so anyways, enough of that. But today we are going to be doing a Pinterest vision board tour of my web show. I actually did not really reference any movies for this web show. I'm not even really a huge movie buff. Like, I do love watching movies, and yeah, I love watching movies, but mostly in my day-to-day, I'm scrolling on Pinterest. And so when I'm thinking about ideas for my show, like, I'm saving things on my Pinterest board. So today I thought it would be cool to kind of show you what we can expect for season 3 of my web show, because it's quite different than the last 2 seasons that I did. I spent a lot more time planning it, a lot more time thinking about like the artistic vision of it, and I wanted to show you guys some of the things that have been inspiring me along this journey. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was the wire writing that I'm going to be using throughout the season. If you've watched my show before, I used duct tape as kind of the thing that I would write the episodes on, and then I would take a picture of it, cut it out on Canva or CapCut or whatever, and then use that. But I've had a lot more time to think about the artistic direction, and I was on TikTok or something and saw these embossed metal kind of sheets. So then I thought, oh, well, maybe I'll just like try to do cursive writing of the episode names with that and use that as like a new updated version. And I tried that and I just didn't want to buy the foil. And then I was thinking to myself, like, what do I have available to me right now? And I had a bunch of wire in my toolbox. And so I just kind of started playing with it and making letters out of it. And then I was like, this is a little swirl that I did. This is really cool. Like, I could make all of the episodes in wire writing, and it's kind of pays homage to the DIY-ness of this project. And I wanted the project to transition and to grow, but still feel like it is kind of DIY. So that's kind of how I got the idea to make writing out of wire. So I'm doing all the episodes in wire writing. Let us now get into my Pinterest board. Okay. I moved a bunch of things. I had a lot of things saved just under girl in general, and I moved a lot of things, just I guess the most important things that I want to be showing for girl season 3. I don't know if you guys can tell that I'm like stalling right now because I still don't have enough money to get a camera, but I think I'll have enough money by next week to buy a camera and get the sticker packs done. So that's exciting. Okay, what should we do first? Okay, let's go into color, tone, and lighting. When I was thinking about what kind of lighting I wanted, I saw a lot of milky colors. Yeah, things like this like milky, kind of effervescent, cloudy, mystical a bit. I'm really liking a very like milky green right now. Also, like, I know Pantone's color of the year was like this milky white gray, and I still really like that color. That was 2025's color of the year, but I'm bringing it into 2026. So yeah, milky tones. I really like these envelopes, and I wanted to get them for season 3 sticker packs, but I messaged the person who makes them, who lives in Japan, and unfortunately they don't ship out internationally. And so I won't be able to use them, but I'll have to come up with like a different idea. Also, this photo is really cool, of this like window, like the light peeking through, like just this glorious light. I find to be very beautiful, and it's something that I want to incorporate. I also just love getting creative with like kind of DIY ways of using light. This doorknob with this cool light shooting out, like this is so cool. This photo too, I just find it to be so glorious, and it's something that was really inspiring to me. Like, I'm not really inspired by movies. I love photography though. I love looking at photos. This doorway with this light is so cool, and they're just doing it with like a flashlight and 2 mirrors, so it's definitely something that's like doable that I can experiment with. Okay, so tone, lighting, that's kind of, I think like the pastel milky will be for kind of the everyday shots, and then this beautiful glorious lighting will come out as we enter the season and as girl develops her character throughout the show. Let me get my water. Okay, the next thing we have are some unconventional poses that I really enjoy, that I feel like really describe girl as a character and are kind of like inspiring ways of setting up what she is like. Okay, I really like this photo. And also I really like this photo of just these girls lying down on a bed, because I actually was doing that exact pose the other day and I'm like, this is so, yeah. And kind of just these like unconventional poses that you can kind of, if you stopped the frame, it would be like a really beautiful, awkward posing. So that's been really inspiring to me. When I was thinking about how do I elevate this show and like what are some elements of like me that I really want to put into it, I feel like when I was doing season 2, it was very much run and gun style. And I had like the humor and the comedy, which is very much me, but there's also this element of decoration and femininity that I didn't really get to explore as much in the first 2 seasons. And when I was doing the first 2 seasons, and it was this like run and gun, I have to get it done, I have to get there, it was something a lot less feminine than now, where I'm doing 1 season and it's taking me like almost the entire year. But I have all this time to be very like meticulous about everything and like thoughtful about everything and like flowy about everything and just kind of like explore and curate. And the project kind of morphed into something that was more girly and was more feminine, as I kind of gave myself more time and more grace to kind of like show more of who I am, I guess, and explore all like the different facets of who I am. And this year especially, I feel like I've been experimenting with my femininity a lot more. I've just been trying different makeup and like trying different styles and like buying clothes that like I actually feel really like pretty in. And I started taking pole classes, and it's like all of these really feminine things that are also showing up in my art. So that is something that I'm incorporating. I really love this little birthday hat. I think it's really cute, and I'm hoping to be able to make something like that from Dresso, which I'll bring you guys along for. Dresso is like a sewing store. It's like a huge sewing store. These balloons are really beautiful. Okay, a messy room, very important. These are some artistic messy rooms that I found on Pinterest. This is a really cool messy room. This is also a really cool messy room. Oh, this was the original photo I was looking at. Like, it's so messy, but it's also purposeful, and I like that. This one is really cool too. I just feel like a girl's room is such a symbol of who they are and also where they're at mentally. And this season, I'm planning on doing her whole home in my bedroom. So we'll see how that pans out. But yeah, I've really just been thinking more about where what each place represents in her life. I really like this one. It's kind of blurry, but I like the overtop shot, and And yeah, just paying attention to more detail. I really like this photo of this bow and curtain, and I want to do something similar. This is a quote that I think is connected to my season and my writing and what it's all about. Does knowing me more lead to loving me less? And it's something that I thought about a lot, and it's something that is heavily weaved into the story. There are no rules. There are no rules for my project, and I love aesthetic, and I want my show to be very aesthetic, so it will be like that. And sometimes there isn't even a reason for, why you want things to look a certain way. It just looks cool, and that's okay. Yeah, I guess the ethos of my show is that I want it to be like beautiful, but also have a storyline that is really funny on the outside, but has more depth on the inside. Because I use humor as, humor is just such an important part of who I am, but I also have this, really sensitive side to me. And I found with this project that it's a way of coping and, showing every part of myself, the beauty, the pain, comedy to cope and grapple with life's circumstances. I did also save some videos of gummies. I don't know why I'm just really liking this gummy milky vibe, but that is what is inspiring the show. The web series is just milky vibes and cool colors and beautiful lighting. My friend Tatum, I really wanted her to be my number 2 lady, but she is busy working on her own personal projects, but she reached out to her friend who is an amazing cinematographer and really good with lighting, and I'm hoping that he'll want to do this project with me because it is a lot, and I just don't think I'll be able to do it on my own. So hopefully he gets back to me, and I am thinking that I need to take a step back from doing commercials and just quit by the end of this month because it is burning me out, and there is a lot that I have to do, and I'm already working 2 jobs, and I'm doing this project, and I'm doing film and TV stuff, and it feels overwhelming, and that is all. Actual picture of milk. Why am I inspired? And also this glorious ethereal lighting, this glorious shot of wind blowing through a window, that is what is inspiring me, and it just doesn't really make any sense, but it's just what I keep saving. Okay, well, I think that's it. I think that's all I gotta say. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm sorry if it felt short and sweet and also just incongruent, and maybe you didn't take too much information from this, but you just listened to me talk about random obscure things that are hopefully going to be in my show that I haven't made yet, but we're going to get there. And this is I'm putting it out into the universe. This is my manifestation board, okay? So in 4 months, I'm going to look back on this and it's going to be in my project. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Oh, also, I have to shout out Alyssa Liu from the US Figure Skating Championships. I'm obsessed with her. She's so awesome. She's so cool, and she's so inspiring. And she also kind of made me realize that, yeah, I don't need to sell my freaking soul and actually have, health problems from the amount of stress that I've put my body under over the years. And I can just be confident and know that it's going to happen and do things my way. So you should take that advice also and go watch her figure skating routines. I feel like it's probably pretty inescapable because it's all over my TikTok and my Instagram, and she is just such a baddie. And yeah, okay, bye guys.